Hey guys, Helen Hartsmith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. Hope you're having a good day. I'm coming at you today with a review and sharing of a tarot card deck. So this is a deck that I've actually wanted for quite some time, and I got it for Yule last year. And so, yeah, I know I'm just getting around to recording a video. It happens. So this is the Shadowhunters tarot card deck. This is based on the books, the Shadowhunters series of books by Cassandra Clare that I've talked about quite a bit. I'm a fan of this particular of the books. I've read everything that's out so far, I believe, or most of it. And so this is tarot. This is a tarot base that depicts the characters from those books. So this tarot deck retails for $20, and I've only ever found it online. So I will definitely put a link in the description box to where you can go purchase this deck if you're interested. So it comes with this really nice velvety pouch that has the groovy Shadowhunters symbol on it. And so here we're seeing the back of the cards. I was surprised. Let me just say that I have really mixed feelings about this deck in general. I love the deck because I love the books, but it's kind of an odd deck. And let me say before I forget, this deck, it does not come with a book of any kind, which shouldn't be too hard of a thing, especially when looking at the lower or the minor arcana, because, well, I'll talk about the minor arcana later, but it kind of is a bit of a when dealing with the major arcana, specifically because there's an extra card in this deck, in this major arcana. So there's a 23 card deck, and they're not necessarily there's not a lot that links it to a traditional tarot deck, let's put it that way. I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see these cards a little bit better and kind of line myself up here. So here is the first card of the major arcana. This is called the Dreamer and the Innocent. And so you'll see, if you're a fan of the books, then you're going to see characters from all of the books that are currently out. So that includes, we start with Mortal Instruments, we go into the Infernal Devices, and we end so far right now with the Dark Artifices. So this is Drusilla and Octavian Blackthorn, and they are in, they're introduced in the Mortal Instruments, but you get to know them a little bit better in the Dark Artifices books. And so this is Zero, and so that would be the Fool. I think that there's maybe some correlation with Dreamer and Innocent with the Fool. I almost would like to do, some research side by side, which is something that I haven't done with these, just because I doubt that I'm actually going to use these for any amount of divination. So take that for what it is. This is mostly me fangirling out. Next we have Magnus Bane, number 1, the Warlock, which that kind of falls into step because Magician would be the next in line. So that's kind of cool. And I love this depiction of Magnus. All of these are done by the same artist, and she does a lot of artwork for Cassandra Clare. I want to say that her name is actually Cassandra as well, the artist. I'm not sure. I'll look up who did this and who did the artwork, and I'll put that in the description box because like I said, I don't remember off the top of my head. Here we have Cristina Rosales. She's another character from the Dark Artifices, and she's labeled the Believer here. And that's a really cool depiction of her as well. Emma Carstairs as the Warrior. I really like this. Emma is one of the protagonists of the Dark Artifices trilogy. I really like her as a character. I almost, like, she's right up there with Clary for me as far as strong female characters. Julian Blackthorne as the artist. Love the blue smudges all over him. Very artist looking. I like that. Brother Zachariah as the silent brother. I really love his staff. I think it's a staff. It might be a sword. Yeah, like him. He's in a lot of the books. And then we have Magnus and Alec and Jace and Clary as love. I like how this is kind of set up as like a traditional face card in a traditional deck. How you've got these two are a couple. This is Clary and Jace, and then these two are a couple. Let me flip it just so you can see them, because this is Magnus and Alec. These are probably my absolute favorite characters in the entire book series. So yeah, I love Magnus. Mark Blackthorne as the Changeling. Love the big cats in here. This is a great depiction of Mark as a character. Ooh, did a nice little flip there. Then we have Jace Herondale as the Angel. Now, so this is 8. This is a very, this really falls in line with depiction for strength. You've got the lion, you've got the infinity symbol, and things like that. I like this card a lot. Tiberius Blackthorne as the Genius. I love the moth here. I like the stack of books. This really falls in with who Ty is as a character. So, yeah, dig that. We have Luke Garraway and Jocelyn Fairchild depicting the Destined. I kind of dig this one too. Charlotte Branwell as the Leader. This is a great card of her. I won't go into like who every character is. If you're interested in the book series, then I would suggest go and read them. But this is a very much a wonderful depiction of who she is as a character. We have Will Herondale as the Cursed in a very traditional Hanged Man look here. This would be card 12. Love that. Jonathan Morgenstern as the Damned. That's a really cool one as well. Jem Carstairs as the Musician. Oh, I like Jem a lot as a character too. He's pretty groovy. Valentine Morgenstern as the Zealot. Man, they've done a really great job of sharing who these people are, as characters in the books. Love that. He is an antagonist, if you're interested. Valentine is. Here we have Isabel and Alec Lightwood, the soldiers. These guys are a brother-sister that you meet. If you've watched Shadowhunters, the series, you've seen these guys. Love them. They're a great team. Tessa Gray as the Masked. I like how this is put together. I like how color has been thrown in. Very interesting use of color when it comes to these guys. Maya Roberts and Jordan Kyle, the Lycanthropes. So yes, of course, this is a really good moon depiction. Falling in with the moon card. Simon Lewis as the Daylighter. Gotta love Simon. Livia Blackthorne as the Protector. Love this. The yellow dress is just gorgeous. This is very much who Livy is. Love that. Clary Frey as the Creator. I like, again, the big cat. There's a lot of big cats in here. We've got a bird up here. Love Clary. Love, love Clary. And then we've got Henry Branwell as the scientist. So this is the final card of the Major Arcana. And as I said, these characters are spread throughout all 3 of the series. So that's kind of nice to see them all put together. Now, in terms of the... I'm not going to go through every single card, but just to kind of talk to you about what cards are depicted when it comes to the minor arcana. We've got 4 suits as usual, and we go ace through 10, and then we've got your traditional king, queen, trying to like keep them in frame, king, queen, knight, and page that are made up of each suit. We have rings, which looking at them and kind of thinking about like a context of what a ring is, I think that ring is probably going to be your equivalent of pentacles. Again, no book with these, so I have nothing that tells me that, but just based on, you know, guesswork and my working with tarot deck, I would imagine that rings would be pentacles. Then we have blades, which that's kind of a gimme with swords, kind of like that. I like how there's yellow depicted throughout, and so that is probably your air equivalent, your swords equivalent. Then we have runes, and here's where things get a little sticky. Runes. Let's bring the other one in here just so you can see. So the 4th suit is steles. So if you're not familiar with the Cassandra Clare world, steles are kind of little wands. Like you can see it's like a wand and it's depicted here. Steles are what these characters, these shadow hunters, are Nephilim, and so they're part angel. And steles are what they use to draw runes on their flesh, and that is what gives them ability like extra strength and speed and grace and stuff like that, that allows them to hunt demons and send them back to hell, kind of a thing. And so I was originally thinking, well, a stele, that's very much a wand, you know, because of it looking like a wand. But then I got to thinking, and I'm like, what are the runes? What element is the runes kind of linking up with? And so I tried taking some subtle cues from some of the other cards, and you can see that red seems to, you know, it's a theme throughout here. And so I really think that the runes are the fire element in this deck, because the runes is what gives them their power. Yes, they're generated by a stele, but I think stele is actually linked with cups. When you look through these cards, there's lots of blue references. And I would say that the stele is actually the cup. The rune is the fire or the wand equivalent. I haven't done a lot of, you know, going card by card and comparing them to a regular deck to see if there's any symbolism between the two. That's just going very quickly through these and looking at subtle cues and in my knowledge of the book system, because I think that's what you really need to look at in order to use this deck effectively. I think you have to know the characters and know what they're capable of to really be able to kind of use these cards effectively in a reading. And I'm going to pull out here just a little bit, just kind of give you a pullback of everything. There's the 4 suits, and there's the major arcanas. I think that this deck would be challenging to use unless you had that knowledge of reading the books, knowing the characters, and I think you've got to have a tarot knowledge too to kind of piece things together. Like I said, I don't intend to read from these. I wanted them because I'm a fan of the books. But who knows? I might get a bug up my butt someday and I might, you know, try doing a reading with it just to see what happens. I dig these. I think if you're a fan, you would like them. I would really be interested to know if anyone out there has used this deck. Maybe if I had, you know, a conversation with someone, I might feel more inclined. But quite honestly, I have numerous tarot decks, and I have others that I love that I would probably go to first. But I do enjoy these. I think they're beautiful. And so I wanted to share them with you. So if you liked this video or learned something from it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. We like to hear from you and what you're thinking and all that good stuff. As I said, if you've got this deck and have used it, I would love to hear your thoughts and things like that on it. Yeah, it's really cool. So check out the social media links in the description box. And that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for taking the time to walk the path for a little while with me. Until next time, blessed be.